Po'okela Ikaika Rodriguez is a kahuna, or high priest, of many different traditional Hawaiian practices. At the Native Hawaiian Health Center on Hawaii Island, he perpetuates the cultural and healing methods of his ancestors.
Aloha tātou. I kaika ko inoa, e tahununui o Paletu, e kaika Rodriguez. I'm from the Big Island. So from a young age, I've been searching of who I am. And my parents, there was a separation because answers wasn't the answers that I needed. Understanding the OIE, or the truth, was a journey for me. And I found my journey in a valley with the gods. When I went into the valley, then it was like a spiritual guidance to be there. And I looked at him, I said, I know you from someplace. And all he did is laugh at me, and he smiled. So I said, thank you to have me in your valley. And his name was Tuhununui o Paletu Popaki Sam Ho'opi'i Lono. He said, the first thing you must understand is, who are you? And the connection between you and nature, of everything of life, that we are one. If I'm in the forest like today, I must acknowledge that I'm one with the land and the forest. I asked him that my parents couldn't understand what I'm going through. He said, remember, our culture, belief, practice, and worship was taken away. We could not speak the language, we could not practice our culture, could not practice our religion. Our parents were programmed to not use the old way. But it still does exist. But for my Hanai grandpa, he was a very humble man, very strict, but very grounded. He was in touch with nature. He's the descendant of the god Lono. The god Lono was agriculture, god of peace, god of prosperity. Back then, Papa Lono was a very powerful teacher, a father, of hanging on to a culture that was slowly being lost. In that valley, there's that healing area. It's not man that teaches us the knowledge. It is the ancestors. You're chosen to become who you are by them watching you. And that's what I learned. I learned of our culture, the healers, or the so-called powerful kahunas. A kahuna is a high priest, it's a healer, we don't use the word healers, because actually the healer is the creator. We're just his vessel. In today's world, people think that we're self-proclaiming ourselves of a kahuna, but understanding that man does not choose, it comes from the gods, that you're chosen to be who you are.
E te atua, i nā matu i nā Hawaii nei, ka haku, o lono, o pele. Ma aloha to all of you. Kukua mai, ka mana, e ike. Aloha mai nā tātou. Mahalo nui, e ke kāne ke kuahiwi, e ka la'au, lapa'au. The healing herbs of the forest of the gods that watch over it, and many of the other gods. Our respect to all of you, and mahalo nui loa. that will continue to perpetuate who we are as Kanaka. Aloha, mahalo nui.
La'au is, in Hawaiian, la'au is a plant. Like this right, it's a plant. When you combine it with la'au lapa'au, the plant has power to heal. That's what it means. Respect and honor them first before we gather. The spiritual component of the la'au and you, like we say, we are one with all things. So letting them, the la'au, know that we have respect in gathering for healing people. This la'au here, we use it for burns, first and second degree burns. People hunting and camping, they get burned from whatever campfire. This hairy thing that is here, we call it pula. This is for cuts. When the dogs get cut from the boar tusk, you apply this to the injury to heal that area and stop the bleeding. This la'au here is mamaki. This is a bush, but it grows to a tree that is sometimes 15, 20 feet tall. The most important to identify the mamaki is by its red veins. That is this over here. The red veins, it's the koko, the blood of our people. So this la'au is telling us this la'au is good for our blood in our system and to detox, to purify, and to get rid of toxins in the blood system.
Aloha, my name is Noi Scott and I'm the Operations Director for Hui Malama Ola Nau'iwi. Hui Malama Ola Nau'iwi is one of 5 Native Hawaiian healthcare systems in the state of Hawaii. So Hui Malama Ola Nau'iwi is the Native Hawaiian healthcare system for Hawaii Island. And along with our system, we actually have Uncle Ikaika Dominguez, who is part of our traditional Hawaiian healing program. And Uncle Ikaika is actually our po'okela and our practitioner for the organization. Our traditional Hawaiian healing department actually focuses on the traditional Hawaiian components. So it includes la'au lapa'au, it includes ho'oponopono, it also includes more like spiritual enlightenment and really learning the old Hawaiian ways that were taught through our ancestors and kupuna. And the first day I met Uncle Ikaika, and I remember him walking into the office, and it was right after our organization had went through a change in administration. He walked in, and I just remember him saying, "I was called here, what's going on?" And I remember then the staff started coming out, and then we all kind of started talking to Uncle like, "Oh my goodness, like, you know, like you showed up at the right time." And I remember Uncle went throughout the building. He blessed the whole building. And I do believe with Uncle coming in and blessing us spiritually, that is why we are still here to this day. We actually gave him an office space and we were like, okay, you know, we really need to start doing and focusing on our traditional Hawaiian healing department. So Uncle Ikaika Dominguez assists us with our traditional healing department, and he provides ho'oponopono, la'au lapa'au, Hawaiian massage, and la'au kahea. Our la'au lapa'au classes, he actually teaches people the medicinal components of the native Hawaiian herbs. So with Hui Malama Ola Nau'iwi, we're fortunate to provide both Western and traditional methods. And so, you know, we have our clinic providing the Western medicine, and we have our traditional Hawaiian healing department providing the traditional Hawaiian aspects.
Kahuna or tahuna. Tahuna, people don't understand that tahuna, all it means is the keeper of the secrets. Keeper of the secrets of the past, of the powers that comes from the land, the sky, come from the ocean, come from what is placed on earth for all of us. A gift is to give it to a person, or knowledge is given to protect it. And you know, in our culture today, Everything was taught was orally taught, and our ancestors was very smart in it. In today's world, they are abusing it today. There's no respect. There is no mana within the name. Nowadays, like a kahuna is a very powerful name in our culture. But now they call a hamburger kahuna. They call a surfboard a kahuna. They call whatever. And that is where our mana of the language is slowly being abused. There were a lot of healers back then, and today the haumanas, the students, whoever they trained from that had that gifts, is our challenge is to perpetuate it, to make sure it does exist. That cape that I wear, every knot that I tied represents each ancestors. Every knot. And I always say, when I'm done with this, I will carry you on my back. That's my story behind that. We need to learn the past to save our future and to save our world.
E tu a te taio tu. E tanero la uli tō. E rono ulu te mea e te pōnua. E tane te whai te tu iwi. E ruri te poa te taio. Nānei te tumu, nānei te tumu hana, nānei te tumu. O pele o lono. O kanelo o ku.
But that's my life. You know, what I say is what I feel, what I talk about, what I learn. That was my journey. And just to tell everybody, think about it. The key thing is find out who you are first. Nane te tumu, nane te tumu hana, nane te tumu lipo. Look unto the source. Look unto the source within you. Look unto the source with the spiritual light, as Kapoya Olivas.